powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. The Trump administration is denying political connections had anything to do with restoring the power in Puerto Rico.
The questions are swirling around that $300 million no-bid contract awarded to a small company in Whitefish, which is the hometown of Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. David Begnaud brings us the latest in the developing controversy.
Nestled down this long driveway in Whitefish, Montana is a one-story wooden house which is the home of Whitefish Energy. The tiny energy company with only 2 full-time employees surprised many.
There's mail for Andy Tekmensky.
When it received a $300 million no-bid contract to help rebuild Puerto Rico's electrical grid. Whitefish has never worked on a project of this size.
I mean, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful out here, but certainly doesn't look like a headquarters for an energy company.
Hi, I'm Andy Tekmensky.
Whitefish CEO Andy Tekmensky says his company, which is located in the hometown of Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, has 300 workers on the ground in Puerto Rico working to fix a crippled electrical system.
And it's going to help get the power back on in Puerto Rico faster.
A month after Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, 75% of that island is still without power. The controversy over the no-bid contract set off a Twitter feud between the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín Cruz, and the company. Cruz believes the deal with Whitefish Energy should be voided. She described the company as, quote, inadequate and asked for transparency. Whitefish hit back, threatening to leave, writing, quote, we've got 44 linemen rebuilding power lines in your city and 40 more men just arrived. Do you want us to send them back or keep working? The company later apologized.
Whitefish released a statement saying they will cooperate with any requests from Congress, FEMA, or another government organization that wants information about their contract. They're asking people to be patient and not arrive at what they call misinformed conclusions. They also say they're proud of the work they're doing in Puerto Rico. David Begnaud, CBS News, Whitefish, Montana.
Now, members of Congress are calling for an investigation of this contract. FEMA says it was not involved in the deal, and any language that says it was is inaccurate. The Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General will perform an audit. In a statement today, Ryan Zinke said he had absolutely nothing to do with the contract, and he welcomes all investigations into the allegations. The first charges have been filed in the special counsel investigation into potential Russian meddling in the 2016 election. The charges are sealed by the as well as the indictment. Sources, though, are saying that arrests could come as soon as Monday. There is no other information, but this is a story that will be developing over the weekend. And speaking of, the weather looks pretty good in these parts. Let's head on over to meteorologist Aaron Yost with a look at our first forecast.
Yeah, if you like today, Jill, you're going to love tomorrow. It's going to be that much warmer. We're going to see a ton of sunshine. We've got a building ridge of high pressure over the vicinity, hence these gorgeous conditions, but it's not going to stay put for long. So if you need to make some outdoor plans or you have something you need to get done around the house, tomorrow is going to be your day. Sunday might be a little breezier, a little cooler, but it still will be equally as nice. Slim chance for a couple of showers closer to the divide Sunday evening. Otherwise, we are smooth sailing into early next week as this ridge more or less stays put across the region. I've got the extended forecast coming up shortly.
In other news tonight, a district court judge is saying author John Krakauer should be able to access some of the University of Montana's records as he investigates the 2013 rape controversy at the university.
However, only after parts of that are redacted. Krakauer wants the records about rape allegations against former Grizzly quarterback Jordan Johnson, whose case was among the counterpart of the UM rape scandal and Krakauer's book, Missoula. The Commissioner of Higher Education has continually argued that this unnamed student has a right to privacy. The Lewis and Clark County District Court judge says UM is a public institution and the student was a public representative of the university because of his paid football scholarships. Former Montana U.S. Attorney Bill Mercer says today's ruling is fairly straightforward and that the judge acknowledged most of this information in the disputed documents is already known.
What is unknown is what was undertaken by the Commissioner of Higher Education. And the court goes on to conclude, that's a significant reason that weighs in favor of disclosure so the public has an understanding of how the disciplinary procedures work.
Mercer also believes this case is not over and that it will end up back before the Montana Supreme Court.
Man is charged with negligent homicide after prosecutors say he caused a crash while driving the wrong way on Interstate 90 east of Bonner earlier this week, leaving one woman dead. The Missoula County Attorney's Office charged Eduardo Lopez with that and 8 other counts of criminal endangerment. Officials say 54-year-old Shauna Wooten drove into the passing lane near the Van Buren Street exit to get around a semi and was struck head-on by Lopez. He's expected to make his initial appearance next week in Missoula District Court.
Salute the Badge is brought to you by Montana Rail Link, supporting the Main Street of Montana for 30 years.
Retirement could not keep 2 longtime Missoula County Sheriff deputies away from the job. They're back to help the department with background checks and other duties. And as we salute the badge, we're also saluting the expertise of 2 men who are still keeping Missoula County safe.
Something I found on retirement, you got to have structure.
Retired deputies Rick Newland and Dave Folks spend several hours a week back where it all started for them, at the Missoula County Sheriff's Office.
Rick and I have come back as contract employees. We started out just doing concealed weapon permits, and then evidence backlog and the background investigations for new employees for the Sheriff's Office.
Both started their law enforcement careers in the 1970s, so I asked them, what's changed over the years? Their answer gives new meaning to being short-staffed.
I remember working Bobcat Grizzly weekend here with myself working north and another deputy working south. And we were the only 2 sheriff's officers on duty that night for the whole county.
Back then we had a total of 6 officers on the shift. And at any given time, there was at least 2 on days off. So that took us down to 4, and then if anybody's sick or other things going on, we might be down to 3 or 2.
They remember the big stories. In fact, Folks was shot during a 10-day standoff near the mall back in the 90s when the suspect shot through the windshield of his patrol car.
It was just glass and bullet fragments. Fortunately, another couple inches one way or the other would have been a different story.
Rick Newland used to be the news director at KGVO Radio before his law enforcement career.
In the news business, you have to write a lot. It was nothing compared to how much I had to write as a deputy. And all the reports were handwritten at that time.
They're both busy with Crime Stoppers, grandchildren, and a huge list of civic clubs, but their love for law enforcement made it impossible to just walk away.
It's a calling, a profession, rather than just a job.
It's actually 24 years, almost to the very day. That's 24 years ago when Dave Folks was shot by a suspect in that 8-day standoff near Southgate Mall. He told me he was back to work the next day.
That's remarkable after an 8-day standoff.
It was a thing. A lot of people still remember that.
Nice to see that expertise still being put to work there for those guys. Good work. Coming up, will your Halloween weekend forecast be trick or treat? Aaron has the details.
And a Portland tradition is both fun for animals and spectators. We'll take a look. Coming up here on KPAX.